The opening moments of a tense day on Israel's northern front. The Israeli military attacking targets in Syria overnight. And today, the Israeli military telling the world about it.
The terror attack that was thwarted last night was an Iranian terror attack from Syrian territory against the state of Israel. It was supposed to include a drone strike using explosive material against several targets in Israel.
It is not standard to see the Israeli military on camera after an attack like this one, let alone to see a tweet like this from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Hundreds of presumed Israeli airstrikes have been conducted in Syria in the last few years. Rarely has Israel openly taken credit for them. Then, this morning, 2 drones crashing out of the sky over Beirut, Lebanon. The Lebanese government and Hezbollah militia say the drones were Israeli. Analysts say photos indicate they were Iranian.
Now let's move to Ben, who's in Beirut. And Ben, as we mentioned, the Hezbollah chief is vowing to retaliate for the drone attacks. Given that he's invoked the 2006 war with Israel in his comments, is this rhetoric being used to placate his base, or do you think there's a real risk of this now escalating into something more serious?
I don't think there's any question, Christina, that this is leading to perhaps something far more serious, keeping in mind that within the last 48 hours, Israeli warplanes or drones have struck targets in Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, and Gaza. That certainly amounts to a serious escalation, certainly on the part of the Israelis. As far as Lebanese reaction to this situation, I will point you to this newspaper, El Akhbar, which is sympathetic to Hezbollah. Here you have a picture of a Hezbollah fighter peering south into Israel, and the headline says, "Retribution is inevitable." And certainly the feeling here in the Lebanese capital is that the danger of things going out of control are more so than they have been literally since the 2006 war between Hezbollah and Israel. And there is a feeling among many I've spoken with here that perhaps Israel, frustrated with the perceived failure of the Trump administration's maximum pressure campaign on Iran, may be taking matters into its own hands. And that could be a very dangerous step for the rest of the Middle East.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Our brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 20, is from the 2 news clips I put in post-production, literally bringing out that the Israelis, the Jewish people, imposters, are intensifying the attacks all throughout the Middle East. All right? And this goes to show that these Israelis are going to drag all you Edomites into the war of Armageddon. All right? Especially you, America. And this is all according to prophecy, because we're living in the last days. And the Lord said that you are going to drink this cup, man. In fact, when you go up a little bit, go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Right. You're not going unpunished for all the wickedness you've been doing on the planet. All right. And by these Israelis intensify the attacks, literally attacking all throughout the Middle East now, all right, which is unprecedented. It goes to show you that we're getting close to World War III. We're getting close, all right, to the War of Armageddon. And we're getting close to Esau Edom's empire coming down. All right, because, hey, every kingdom has a rise and a fall. And it's time for you Edomites, you so-called white people, your kingdom to fall. So let's get into this article. Israel claims it thwarted Iranian drone attack with Syrian airstrikes. The late night airstrikes appear to be one of the most intense attacks by Israeli forces in several years of its hits on Iranian targets in Syria, right? So this is unprecedented, and it's unprecedented that the Israelis are now announcing to the whole world that they're attacking Iranian targets. Goes to show you how close we are to World War III. All you got to wait for is a couple more prophecies, all right? Jacob's trouble, the RFID chip, which is now being shown and exposed every day. All right, I just read an article from Fox News where you have some woman putting a chip in her arm so she can open up a Tesla vehicle. So this is how you know we're getting close to the end. Jerusalem. Israel attacked targets near the Syrian capital of Damascus late Saturday in what it said was a successful operation to thwart an imminent drone strike by Iran. The late night strikes, which triggered Syrian anti-aircraft fire, appear to be one of the most intense attacks by Israeli forces in several years of hits on Iranian targets in Syria. The Iranian Al-Quds Force, an elite wing of the Revolutionary Guard and allied Shiite militias within Syria, have been planning an attack against Israel in recent days that would involve a number of armed drones, the Israeli Defense Force said. We were able to thwart this attack with fighter jets, said Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, a military spokesman. He added that the Iranian attacks was believed to be very imminent. Syrian state media confirmed there were airstrikes within its borders, reporting that the country's air defense responded to hostile targets over the capital, Damascus, shooting down incoming missiles. Right, so you even got Syria getting involved. All right, not just the Iranians. It goes to show you that this Middle East is a hot zone, man. The War Monitor Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said on Sunday that 2 members of Lebanon's militant group Hezbollah and 1 Iranian were killed in the airstrikes, but Iran denied the claims. The semi-official ILNA news agency quoted General Mohsen Razeh as calling the Israeli statements about an imminent Iranian drone attack a lie. Razeh, a senior commander of the Revolutionary Guard, also said the strikes in Syria did not cause any damage or casualties among Iranian forces there. And this is this whole propaganda, all right, to keep their people not afraid, all right? But the Israelis are intensifying the attacks. And they're going all throughout the Middle East. They're attacking Iran. They're attacking in Syria. No, excuse me, they're not attacking Iran. They're attacking in Iraq. They're attacking in Syria. They're attacking, all right, in Lebanon. And they're also attacking in the Gaza. So it goes to show you like how close we are to this World War III opening up. Wow, you got people here in America talking about Popeye's chicken. All right? And the next Hollywood folly. You know, you people here in America, man, you have no idea what's coming. Iran's network of proxies across the Middle East include thousands of Shiite militia in Syria, which have shored up the regime of Bashar Assad during the country's 8-year civil war. Tensions between Iran and Israel have been mounting. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned Tehran on Twitter Saturday, saying, Iran has no immunity anywhere. Our forces operate in every sector against the Iranian aggression. He added that Israel was ready to defend itself from any action by Iran or its proxies. Meanwhile, Hezbollah in Lebanon said 2 Israeli drones also crashed in Beirut early Sunday. One of the drones fell on the roof of the building housing Hezbollah media office. Spokesperson Mohammed Afif said, while another exploded in the air. We did not shoot down or explode any of the drones, Afif told the Associated Press. Lebanese Prime Minister Saad Hariri also condemned Israel's use of the drones on Sunday, calling it a violation and aggression against its country's sovereignty. The incident constitutes a threat to regional stability and an attempt to push the situation toward more escalation, however, has said. It is unclear whether the incidents in Lebanon and Syria were related. Israel has not responded to Hezbollah's or Hariya's comments. Hezbollah is a pro-Palestinian militant group and political party that dominates Lebanese politics and is sponsored by Iran. Israel frequently carries out airstrikes and missile attacks inside war-torn Syria, but rarely confirms them. Israel has said it mostly targets Iranian forces bases and Hezbollah fighters in the country. The last such attack occurred on August 1st when Syria said Israel carried out a missile attack in the country's south, causing material damage. So you're having these Israelis, these imposters, intensifying these wars, man. All right. Once again, Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Edom and his purposes, that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Exactly. So the Israelis are drawing all you nations, all right? All you Edomites into battle, which you're going to be fighting the rest of the world, all right? And you'll be fighting amongst each other. And it just goes to show you that we're at the end of this, all right? We're getting very close, all right? And a lot of dead bodies are going to drop in these last days. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war, right? And that's been the narrative for any nations that go into conflict. All right? War brings death. And a lot of people are going to die in these last days because of these wars. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 15. For thus saith the Lord, power of Israel, unto me, take the wine or cup of his fear at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it right. The Lord is putting all you nations into battle, into harm's way. All right? Verse 60, and they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. Right? The Lord is this is the Lord doing this. He is making sure that this war, okay, kicks off. 17, then took I the cup at the Lord's hand and made all the nations drink unto whom the Lord had sent me. 18, to wit, Jerusalem and the cities of Judah and the kings thereof and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation, an astonishment, a hissing, and a curse, as it is this day. Right? We drank the cup. All right? Look at our people today, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, destroyed. All right? Majority of them and ain't making it. 2/3 ain't gonna make it. All right? A lot of them are in your military, Esau, Edom. 19, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his servants, his princes, and all his people. All right? Who's the modern day pharaohs? All right, that's you Edomites. All right, that's you so-called white people. Verse 20, and all the mingled people and all the kings of the land of Uz and all the kings of the land of the Philistines and Ashkelon and Hazah and Ekron and the remnant of Ashdod, Edom and Moab and the children of Ammon. Right, Edom, Esau, Edom. Here you go. All right, so there's no escaping. All you nations are going into war. And Moab, Chinese, and the children of Ammon. All right, Japanese. 22, and all the kings of Tyrese, and all the kings of Zidon, and all the kings of the isles which are beyond the sea, Dedan and Teman and Buz, and all that are in the utmost corners. 24, and all the kings of Arabia, and all the kings of the mingled people that dwell in the desert. Right. You all going to war. All you Arabs are going to war. Look at y'all already in war. Y'all got to look above to see if you're going to get hit with an Israeli airstrike. All right. From those imposters. 25, and all the kings of Zimri, and all the kings of Elam, and all the kings of the Medes. All right. All you Russians are going into battle. 26, and all the kings of the north, far north, one with another, and all the kingdoms of the world which are upon the face of the earth, and the king of Shishak shall drink after them. 27. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, drink ye and be drunken and spew and fall and rise no more, because the sword which I'll send among you. Right. And the Lord sending all forms of the sword upon you. All right. He's got famine hitting your countries. All right. He's got hurricanes, tsunamis. All right. Your militaries are at each other's throat. All right? You got the nuclear missiles are being ready to be launched. And ultimately, when the Lord makes his appearance, all right, when he cracks the skies and you see him in a big spaceship and he's zapping you clowns. All right? This is in the Bible. We're living in the last days. Verse 28, and it shall be, if they refuse to take of the cup of thy hand to drink, then thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, ye shall certainly drink right. So there's no escaping it. You cannot upset prophecy. You're going into the final battle, the war of Armageddon. All right? Let me get a quick scripture. Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, around the 8th verse. Excuse me, 14. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Right. That's talking about World War III. The third woe. When you look up that word woe, it's an old English word which means death and destruction. This is in the book of Revelation, the final book that was written. All right? We're living in the last days. Book of Joel, last scripture. Because why is this war happening? Why is the war happening in the Middle East? All right? Which is dragging all you nations into it. Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, and we're living in these days and that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. That's talking about northern and southern kingdom. Because as of today, we're still in captivity. All right? Because we're still in captivity, all right, scattered among the heathens, that's why the Lord is bringing this World War III. Verse 2. I will also gather all nations. This is the Lord saying this. So this is of Yahweh Bashim Shai. This is the God of the Bible. He's saying, I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Right. And if you look that word up in the Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shaphat, which means the Lord's judgment, Yahweh's judgment upon the nations, upon the heathens. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Uh-oh, that's a big red flag there. So that proves that the people that are dwelling in the land of Israel today are not the biblical Hebrew Israelites, because the scripture just said that I will plead with them, the heathens, all right, for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Meaning that the land of Israel today, it's subjected, all right, to heathens right now. It's under the rulership of heathens. Verse 3. And they have cast lots from my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. When did this happen? Oh, the transatlantic slave trade. All right? Find anywhere in history, all right, where them so-called Jewish people, all right, were being sold for a harlot and the girls were being sold for wine. Find that, all right? And this is in the time of the book of Joel. So this is after Egypt, all right? When did this happen? This happened during the transatlantic slave trade. Verse 4, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Sidon and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Right, meaning payback. All you nations are going to be judged for what he done to the children of Israel. The Lord has not forgotten. Real quickly, Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, requireth that which is past. So you got to be judged, all right, for what you've done in your past. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the God of Israel. Continue on. Verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things, right? All the riches you stole, all right? All our wealth, right? The Lord saw that. Verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. That's talking about the transatlantic slave trade, all right? Who are the Grecians? That's you Edomites, you so-called white people, that you might remove them far from their border, right? So that's the reason why this war is intensifying there in the Middle East. That's why we're getting close to World War III, all right? Because the Lord has a controversy with the nations, all right? And he's dragging you all into World War III, all right, for what you've done to the children of Israel. And so there's no escaping it, all right? There is no escaping this final war. We're living in the last days. This reminded me of Isaiah 34. Verse 1, come ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. Right? That's the Lord telling the whole world, listen up. Listen what I'm about to do to all your governments and all your military. Verse 2, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. That's talking about World War III. That's talking about when the Lord makes his return. All right? Verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains, meaning their governments, shall be melted with their blood, meaning the Lord's going to destroy all your governments. Verse 4, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the tree. Meaning Isaiah saw thermonuclear destruction. He saw intercontinental ballistic missiles being shot from one end of the earth onto the other end of the earth, all right? And the impact created a mushroom cloud, and that's how he was describing it, all right? Verse 5, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is a Greek word which means Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Point blank, period. All right? Judgment is coming to you Edomites. The Israelis are dragging you into World War III. There's no escaping it. All right? All you nations are going to go into war. This is prophecy. You can't upset prophecy. These scriptures were written 2,000, 3,000 years ago, and now the prophecies are speaking. The vision is speaking now. All right? Because why? The prophets are on the scene now through the spirit power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So get ready. Get ready. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Ukakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. As you can see, we're almost out of here. We're getting close. We just got a couple more prophecies to ignite, and then World War III happens. And with that.